Yo, hello, and how's it going, my fellow DeFi DEGEN friends? I hope you're all doing well, staying safe and making the best investments that you could possibly make. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about a new rebasing project that is launching, similar to Titano and Safuu. However, this one is trying to take things up a bit, a couple of notches, trying to shake it up a little bit and introduce new sustainable features that are going to help it grow and sustain over the longer term, as opposed to Titano and Safuu that have seen, high rises and then serious dumps. This project is trying to, go around that, trying to provide more utilities to investors and overall for the project so that it can sustain over that longer term. So the project is Titan. So Titan is a rebasing project similar to Titano and Safuu, however, with some key differences that you can see in these competitive advantages. There's a full competitive list here of all the differences between Titan and Titano and Libero, and similarly Safuu too. As you can go check this out for yourself, visit the website, it's titan.finance. So I will leave a link to it in the description of this video. You can see certain aspects such as automatic burns, sustainable rebasing, insurance funds, auto liquidity, fees hard coded, and etc. So you can go and check these out, just see the key differences. If you are interested in rebasing tokens and you do like Titano, Libero, or Safuu, then I definitely think you want to check out Titan, as this is bringing all those key aspects but with some key differences that are going to improve the system and create that longevity for the project. So the pre-sale for Titan starts May 31st at 3 PM EDT, which is actually 7 PM UTC, and that will be hosted on Orbital. Now, Orbital is a new DEX that has launched under Titan. It is part of the Titan project, but they decided to launch with their own DEX. As Titan starts, they wanted to launch with their own DEX. They've got their own launchpad where they are releasing their own pre-sale, and the launchpad will come into play where they are looking to host lots of other similar projects, rebasing projects, tomb forks, all the different projects in that similar category. They want to create a central spot for all these projects to launch on and create a successful base from to get started. So projects will be able to jump onto the Orbital launchpad. It's very similar to Presale. However, Presale are just a pump and dump kind of launchpad. They take 8% of tokens that are launching on the platform and then just dump those tokens as soon as possible. So if a project raises $1 million, then Presale will dump $80,000 out of that project as soon as they can. Buy back Titan and use these tokens to put into the treasury to create further investments and further utility for the Titan platform. Projects that launch on the launchpad will also go straight onto the Orbital DEX, where they can trade seamlessly between different tokens through the DEX, and Orbital will be taking 1% of these fees on the DEX. So every transaction on the Orbital DEX, there will be a 1% fee that then goes back into the Titan project, and that comes in the form of TI shares. I'll get into that a little bit more as we get more into this video and jump into the tokenomics. But that is, a pretty sustainable model. So as I said, Titan isn't just coming out with, your run-of-the-mill rebasing token, just to, with these huge APRs that may not sustain over the long term. They have come out with Orbital, which is their DEX, which is the first utility for the platform, which is going to help with sustained buys and generating revenue for the Titan platform. And of course, with the launchpad feature, the tokens that they do get in the pre-sales will be helping to sustain the project too, and create a more in-depth treasury that can be used to sustain the project, create more revenue, and then more revenue back to holders too, which is pretty interesting. Something that I always love to see, projects that are trying to create more utility than just what's on the surface. They are looking into the longer term to create more revenue that can go back to holders, rather than just the token that may sustain, it may not. If you're creating these extra utility, extra revenue streams for all investors, with different avenues of revenue coming from lots of different places, that it's going to help, keep that constant flow of money coming in, then that's definitely something that is a positive and something that you do like to see in these kinds of projects. So it is interesting to me that Titan and Orbital are creating all of these generating features for investors. And as I said, the DEX has launched now, and it will be readily available as soon as Titan has launched. And they do have about around 3 to 5 different projects that are ready to go onto the launchpad. So if 3 to 5 different projects happen to raise $1 million, then that's around $50,000 to $80,000 for every single project that goes onto Orbital, and that is then building the Titan revenue, Titan treasury, and then of course it's creating that sustained ecosystems. So it is a legit business model, and they are thinking outside of the box with Orbital, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see all the different projects that are launching on there. You can go and check out the docs. I will leave a link to the docs in the description. You can read more on Orbital. They do have features coming out which will include yield farms, token creation, liquidity lock-in, token lock-in, and then single staking too of the TiShares token. So there is lots of different things that are going on inside of Orbital, and that is just a small part of the Titan ecosystem. So let's jump more into Titan and how the tokenomics are working there, and how it is planning to sustain over the longer term. So there is 125,000 fixed staking APY for Titan holders. This is the highest fixed APY in the industry, paid every 30 minutes, and a simple buy, hold, earn system that grows your Titan portfolio and your wallet at a lightning fast pace. So as I said, there's lots of different tokenomics that are in play for Titan, similar to the other rebasing models, but Titan do have a wildcard, a key factor built into their tokenomics, and that is the Afterburner. The Afterburner is going to be burning 3% of every buy on Titan tokens, 3.5% of every sell of Titan tokens are burnt in the Afterburner. The more that is traded, the more the Afterburner grows in size, reducing the circulating supply and keeping the Titan protocol stable. This is the biggest burning system in the whole rebasing space. This is going to create a massive deflationary pressure and offset increasing token supply. The more Titan is traded, the more that gets put into the burn, causing the afterburning mechanism to grow in size, reducing the circulating supply and keeping the Titan protocol stable. The Afterburner wallet address funds are protected by a multi-sig security system, which will require a community representative as a signer. So the Afterburner will take 3% of every buy and 3.5% of every sell and build up those tokens, taking them out of supply and reducing that inflation on the Titan token. And it will be protected under a multi-sig with a community member at hand, so there's no funny business going on there. Every decision will be made by the community, which then can be acted on upon the multi-sig. The idea in mind is if this Afterburner grows to a high level within some other similar projects, this goes well into the $1 million range. If an opportunity comes around that they can take the value out of there and invest it, that's going to benefit the Titan project, they could perhaps take some of that funds and make very tactical investments with it that are going to benefit the overall ecosystem for Titan. So there's lots of different things that are going on there, and as I said, it is the biggest burning system within the whole rebasing kind of model. There's no other projects that are doing it as big as this, so it's going to be interesting to see how that does deal with the inflationary pressures, and I think it's going to really help that model. With these rebasing models, there's always that inflationary aspect creates huge amounts of tokens in circulation, so this huge amount of burns taking those tokens out, it's definitely going to be interesting to see, and I'm excited to see how that affects token price and investor sentiments. There is going to be two different tokens: the Titan token, which is your primary rebasing token where you earn rewards just by holding them in your wallet, and then there is a TiShare token. So the TiShare token is linked to Orbital, which we'd already spoke about, and TiShares will be stakeable on Orbital single staking to earn BNB from Orbital trading fees. So if you buy TiShare tokens, there's going to be a very limited supply of 300 to 500 initial and then a 10,000 max supply. So similar to Tomb Forks, where the shares token is the lucrative token, the one that creates the most amount of value, it's always got a high valuation. So with the Orbital single staking of TiShares, the 1% trading fee from Orbital, you will get 0.75% back to TiShare holders in the form of BNB, which is pretty amazing. I don't think any other token, any other project is doing it like this, where you're getting passive rewards in BNB, which is kind of it's not a stable coin, but it's a very stable asset. So to get passive rewards in BNB is a pretty massive thing, and it's definitely going to be, a huge part of the Titan ecosystem. So you will have the rebasing rewards with Titan, but then the TiShares token are getting those huge reward fees from the DEX fees. So it's definitely going to be cool to see, how much those BNB rewards do build up just by single staking your TIE shares. TIE shares will be available around 2 weeks after Titan launches. You'll be able to get access through special NFTs, and of course, as I said, the max supply will be only 10,000, so it's definitely going to be a lucrative and scarce asset and something to keep your eyes on with TIE shares. Maybe if you just get a couple of them for yourself along with your Titan tokens, then it could be a good play. Titan also has insurance funds, treasury building, and the Afterburner, auto liquidity engine, so you can go and check out all these for yourself. The docs link will be in the description of this video. There is a 14% buy tax to, you know, help sustain all of these tokenomics, and then there's a 16% sell tax, but of course most of this goes back to sustaining the protocol and benefiting investors, and this is pretty much commonplace across all these different rebasing models. Along with the Titan launchpad, which is such a huge utility for Titan, they are also very keen on getting partners. They are open to getting lots of people onto the launchpad, getting those people onto the DEX, creating that revenue stream for all Titan holders. This includes Piggy Finance, Alto Protocol, Her Finance, Quantic Finance, Supernova, Truth Seekers, you know, all of these different projects that are getting into Titan, onto the Orbital launchpad, into the Orbital DEX. All of that revenue generating features is going to go back into the Titan ecosystem. So as I said in the beginning of this video, it's so much different than your standard rebasing token. Before they've even launched, they've got all these different projects that they're partnered with. They're launching with their own DEX, their own launchpad. So it's just so much going on, and that is creating so much more value for investors. I will leave all of the links featured in this video down in the description below, so you can go and check it out for yourself. Make sure you get involved in the pre-sale that starts tomorrow at 3 PM EDT. Make sure you read up, do your own research. This is not financial advice, of course. You should always do your own research. Go and check it out for yourself. Make sure you read all of the docs, take in all of the information. You know, make sure you understand what the whole protocol is about, what they're doing with Titan, what they're doing with TIE shares, what they're doing with Orbital. Just make sure you understand everything that's going on before you make your investments. But I will leave the links in the description along with the socials for Titan, just so you can get yourself prepared for it. Let me know what you think about Titan down below. Let me know if what you're interested in. What do you think about Orbital and the launchpad, or the Titan token, the TIE shares with the BNB passive rewards? I'd be interested to see what you've got to say, so let me know down below. Come and join the DeFi DEGEN's Discord. There will be a link to that at the top of the description of this video. Follow me on Twitter at DeFi DEGENs. And whatever you do, stay safe out there, make good investments, and have a great day.